Yeah. How do you think the future is going to look like, Bali wise, Indonesia wise, market wise, or even people wise, on this island and beyond?
It's very difficult to predict. One side, maybe you are not going to see very much changes at all. You just see kind of like a pause. It stopped for a while and it'll come back. But I do think that it does trigger a change, and I think that you'll see what is often referred to as a tipping point. What we've seen coming already in terms of more eco related and inspired concepts, hotels, the right kind of supply chain. People talk a lot about that these days. You don't want to bring in food, you don't want to bring in anything. You want to have that in your near environment. So I think that will come, and every day now we're out there, we hear other people and other plans that have similar concepts. How can you work directly with the community and bring foreigners, expats coming in to be part of those communities and have good lives and good experiences. So I think there will be a change. How dramatic and how quick is still very difficult to predict, but it seemed to gain momentum almost every day, that more and more people realize and more people want to see that change, and then it will happen.
Do you get into a lot of conversations or butt heads a lot with any of the community with your thoughts or the companies?
I used to do that a lot when I was younger, and get into arguments, but there's really no point. It's one of these things that I try to, and still I get into arguments every now and then, but it's more about an opinion and pushing that out there, engaging with people who pick up on that opinion. And perception is reality, different sets and mindsets, but I do see more and more we attract people who think like us, and that's been a big thing for us from day one, that we want to do business with like-minded people, we want to work with like-minded people, we want to have an impact together with like-minded people, and that happens faster and faster, and there's more and more happenings that helps us take not just steps in the right direction, but leaping into the right direction.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the Norwegian Business Council thing.
It's a good example, yeah.
Where Terry started this Norwegian Business Council group last week, and we had quite a lot of people came to it, which is quite surprising.
Within social distancing protocols.
Yeah, we followed all the protocols and all that was done and whatever. But what was interesting was that not everybody of the people that attended, but quite a few of the people that attended, they stayed back afterwards, and we were having these great discussions about what we saw as a common way to move forward to kind of benefit not just the communities that we're involved with, but the businesses that could be grown out of them. Very much a win-win-win positive take on it all. And it wasn't us driving that just seemed to be what was there. It was all around, and it was actually quite a positive and encouraging thing to see.
I think to me it's a lot like how me and Andy and a few others kind of gained trust in each other was actually a big ceremony called Devasrai in 2006, where in different ways and forms we got dragged into this. And I remember this one conversation, we were sitting, was it in Bali Delhi or somewhere, having a meeting, and I was kind of having these thoughts, so I can't say these things, I believe in spirituality and energy and all of that funny stuff, and eventually said it, and then everyone else was like, yeah.
We all said, go on.
and that sort of obviously broke the ice, and there were similar thoughts, and I think like this Nordic Business Club or Council is a similar thing too, that I've thought of it for a while, and I thought I'd find 100 Norwegian and 2 Swedes and maybe 3 Danish on the island, that we could have some kind of community and engage with each other. But that we ended up with something like 50 people, and we complied with all the protocols, and was a good exercise for Trans Hotel and their first new normal and so on. But that just again reflected that there's a lot of people out there who embrace this and are positive and want to come together and drive this. So again,
so much so. I mean, I made a mistake earlier on. It's not the Norwegian Business Council; it's the Nordic Business Council. And the reason I mention that is because out of the 5 Nordic nations, there were representatives from every single one of those nations there. So there was even somebody from Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland, Finland, you know, they were all there, and surprisingly many that came out. And since we've had that, other people have heard of it and will now try to consolidate that into a formal sort of council with a board, and what do we want to do and accomplish with this. And there's been another 15, 20 people joined just since then, and that will continue. And we do similar activities on other aspects, on the NGO side of things and the social aspects, try to get some consciousness of working together, pulling together, create integrity to the programs that we do, and so on.